Greetings, Leo and Leo rising. This is your Western forecast for January 2024. There's a major lineup of planets putting a major emphasis on 6th house matters, employment, your day-to-day job routine, but also health matters or helping somebody else who is not feeling well, being of service to somebody else. That's a major theme, but also two big things at the beginning. Mercury, decision-making Mercury, had been retrograde the last half of December. And on January the 1st, 2024, Mercury is beginning to move forwards. Now, you hear, some of you know a little astrology, you hear about the 2 weeks after Mercury goes direct is the shadow period when it's still decision-making may not be at optimum. But to understand it, on January the 1st, Mercury is just beginning to creep forwards ever so slowly. And Mercury rules the mind, the mental faculties. So it's still really slow and sluggish and may not have all the confidence. But certainly over that next week or so, it's picking up the speed and your mind is getting more sharp, more clarity. So that's the Mercury going direct. And it's going to be in your 5th house. The 5th house is a very pleasurable area of the chart. So I'll get into that later. But Jupiter, expansive Jupiter, prosperous Jupiter, has been retrograde the last several months. And on December the 30th, it went direct in Taurus, in your 10th house of career matters, and Jupiter will remain moving forwards till the end of May 2024, once every 12 years. So the Mercury's going direct, the Jupiter's going direct, the Jupiter's in your 10th house of careers, so that can bring much more advancement, promotion. Now, the big emphasis is on your job, and maybe you might be getting a much better job or learning new job skills because Jupiter also seeks knowledge. Jupiter's the planet of higher education, and moving through the 10th house of career matters, many times that's getting more professional training. But then this whole emphasis on your job, your daily job routine, employment, but your job skills. So there could be a real emphasis on really securing and expanding your work, your job security. But before I go into more detail with all of that, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a direct link to book an astrology reading or to sign up or to inquire about my 2-question offer. All right. The Sun is in Capricorn the first 20 days of January. Every year, the Sun, the beginning of January, is in Capricorn. Where the Sun is shining in your horoscope is where your priorities and attention is more drawn to. Capricorn is 6 signs past Leo. The 6th house emphasis, as I've said, is your employment. It's your job skills, could be employees, but also body maintenance and healthcare, because that 6th house is really about service, servicing your health or other people's health, or servicing your career and with all the day-to-day job routine. Now, this focus on work and even body maintenance is especially emphasized because powerful transformational Pluto is at the last degree of Capricorn. Now, Pluto briefly went into Aquarius last year and then retrograde back into Capricorn. It's now in Capricorn until the 20th, and then it goes into Aquarius till the end of August. So there's this dance of Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius that I went into a lot of detail in my yearly forecast, because it's a big transition between Capricorn and Aquarius. The last time was 243 years ago. So when Pluto's at the last degree, it's in a major transitional period, a lot of upheaval and change. But here's Pluto in the last degree of Capricorn, the first 20 days, that's been emphasizing your body maintenance, your job skills, and the sun. Now this has been going on for a while, and Pluto can rule that slow, unconscious underworld of change. But the sun is putting, this first 3 weeks, is putting a real emphasis, a real spotlight on all these powerful changes of, because the sun is both in Capricorn with the Pluto in Capricorn in that 6th house. Mars is the warrior planet in mythology. Mars is courageous, it's aggressive, it's impatient, but Mars is a 2-year cycle. Mars goes into Capricorn January the 4th till February the 12th. Mars can be too impatient and irritable and argumentative, but when it goes through Capricorn, it's in its exalted sign. And so it has more of the potential to give its best results and be most productive, because the Capricorn is helping to control and channel and focus all that fiery, passionate Aries. So it's not, flying all over the place with a lot of restless anxiousness, but keeping really focused. That Mars in Capricorn is in your 6th house. The 6th house, the job. With Mars, there could be this real desire to take the lead at a job, or to work more alone on job projects, because with the Mars, you could also be too impatient, going too fast for other people, so you'll be more productive working alone. And with the Sun and the Pluto, transformational compulsive Pluto with ambitious assertive Mars, all aligned up these first 20 days, that is this tremendous energy, ambition, motivation with 6th house. Well, that could be wanting to change jobs, learn new job skills, quit your job and start your own business, but also maybe do a major overhaul on your body maintenance. Now, Mercury, I said, started going direct January the 1st, decision-making, intelligent Mercury, in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign compatible with Leo, a fire sign. So I said the Mercury will be in Sag the first 13 days in your 5th house. The 5th house is the house of pleasure, romance, children, parties. So you might be making plans. You might be doing some pleasurable traveling. In business, since there's a lot of business because of prosperous Jupiter now moving forwards in your 10th house of careers every 12 years, and then all that emphasis of Capricorn in the 6th house of the day-to-day job routine, the 5th house can represent children and romance and creativity. But in business, the fifth house deals with investments, speculation, taking a risk. Venus, keeping that in mind, Venus, when in the planet of creativity and pleasure, diplomacy, Venus moves into Sagittarius once a year, like Mercury, on December the 29th until January the 23rd. So we're going to have Venus also in your fifth house. That fifth house, all that pleasurable, children, romance, but also perhaps investing. Venus is bringing all this enjoyment, what you're valuing. It's very protective energies. But Venus with decision-making, communication, Mercury, at least the first 2 weeks, you could be talking about romance. You could be talking about children. This could also be very favorable for creative projects. Now, this Mercury leaves the fifth house, where your mind has been all on the creative, the romantic, but maybe the investing. But the Mercury on the 13th of January to the 4th of February goes into your sixth. Mercury is also this restless, curious energies. And in the sixth house, that could be favorable for learning new job skills, especially as Jupiter, the planet of seeking knowledge, the planet of higher education, is now moving forwards in your 10th house of careers. So that's really favorable for career advancement, but it could also be favorable for learning new, getting more professional training, and then having Mercury, all that curious Mercury in the sixth house, you could be learning new job skills. With the Mars, now the Mars, you're very aggressive, courageous, needing to take the lead, be more independent. But Mars can also be technical. And going through that sixth house, and with all that learning, some of you could be learning new technical skills to enhance your career. Now, the Sun leaves Capricorn, leaves the sixth house, and goes into the seventh house of partnerships, of marriage, of just kind of negotiations. Pluto leaves Capricorn and goes into Aquarius on the same day. Pluto will remain in Aquarius to the end of August, then it goes a little bit back into Capricorn, the end of November, then it's back into Aquarius for nearly 20 years. When Pluto, transformational Pluto, goes into Aquarius, it's opposite Leo or Leo rising. Huge change and transformation with marriage. This could mean from one end of the spectrum of thinking, believing you've met your soulmate, because Pluto can be this very deep, profound, transformational energies, but sometimes obsessive. So that's why some people really think they found their soulmate, or realizing you're not happy in a relationship. And with Pluto, you need to do some deep discovering, some counseling, or come to the realization that it's unrepairable and you need to let go, because Pluto's about death and rebirth. But the Sun goes into Aquarius, putting a spotlight on your seventh house of marriage and partnerships on the same day Pluto. So on the 20th, especially those next 4 weeks, from January the 20th to about the 20th of February, the Sun is putting a spotlight on Pluto, emphasizing a lot of transformational work. It can also, Pluto rules things that are hidden and secretive, and with the Sun ruling the light, can bring secrets in partnerships, professional, personal, to light. And that could also trigger a lot of major changes in relationships. But the sixth house of work and body maintenance will remain the dominant theme, even though there's starting to pull in more of these relationship energies. Because the new moon in Capricorn is on January the 11th in your sixth house. And the new moon now crystallizes and focuses your attention on sixth house matters, lasting for 4 weeks till the next new moon on February the 9th. But Mars, once every 2 years, is in Capricorn in your sixth until February the 12th. So the dominant, even though the sun is leaving the sixth house on the 20th, and Pluto's also leaving the sixth house, the dominant sixth house emphasis continues to be the main theme through the first part of February. Getting new jobs, learning new job skills, maybe wanting to launch your own business and starting to work towards being an employer instead of an employee, and especially with expansive Jupiter moving forwards in your 10th house of careers, a lot of advancement and luck with all that work. But then relationships start to come in as an important focus. But since there's so much work and career energies, then the Sun Pluto in the 7th, starting January the 20th, could also certainly be business partnerships or a major client or customers which you are trying to either sign, establish a powerful new contract customer, or your secrets are being revealed that the customer, the client, wants out or has not been completely forthright, and it could bring in all these upheavals and changes. Now, this is part of the forecast where I like to examine how these planetary energies are impacting your body, your relationships, your business. And I've touched on some of this, but in summarizing, all that Capricorn in your sixth house, there's a major emphasis on body maintenance. And when Mars is that warrior vital planet moving in through your sixth house, you're going to have a lot more energy and motivation to exercise, to work on your health, or just to accomplish all your day-to-day work activities with that sixth house. That Mars is just firing you up and giving you all this passion. With relationships, what is on your mind, Mercury, the first 13 days, the fifth house of children and romance, parties, fun and games, you're still maybe coming out of the holiday seasons and still not yet really wanting to fully jump into work. But pleasurable Venus, sociable Venus, is also in the fifth, the first 23 days of January. That Venus, that love and desire, Venus romantic in the fifth house. But the fifth house could also be children. So there could be starting to think about it, discuss it. Maybe some of you are giving birth conceiving. That Venus brings in all this benefic energies. And then certainly as that the Venus, the first 3 weeks, is in that fifth house of romance and parties and really enjoying life with romance. Here's the Sun and Pluto moving into the seventh house. And it's a big emphasis on overhauling the partnership, marriage, or starting to having it be deeper and more transformational. And then in business, all that sixth house, new jobs, new job skills, being very busy. This thing is with Mars. The more you can work alone or be the leader, the happier you will be, because you're just too fired up and impatient to be, to be slowing down to people not going as fast as you. And then all that contract negotiations with the 7th. And then Jupiter, again. Jupiter is all that prosperity and growth and opportunity now moving forwards for the first 5 months of the year. There's a lot of advancement and opportunity with career. You might even with Jupiter can deal with media, the 10th house career. Some of you, if you're in the right job situation or right career situation, could get at least a lot more recognition or get a great deal more visibility. So, I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or inquire about my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.